Morning class. I'm here to talk to you about one of the what could possibly be the most expensive ballot of this year. So it's going to be Proposition 61. So Proposition 61 aims to help us pay less for our drugs and pharmaceutical medications, treatments, everything like that. So what this drug will do, what this measure will do is So according to Nancy McPherson from the AARP of California, we pay annually for our prescription drugs about $53,000. Kind of a lot. Compare that to the household median income of average Americans, and that's $52,000. Compare that to the Social Security benefits of retirees and the elderly, it's $15,000, which is 3.5 times less than the total cost for prescription drugs. And we all know that the elderly, they kind of need the drugs more than we do, and they depend on those drugs. So what I'm here to tell you today is the three main points are what is Proposition 61, the examples of what these pharmaceutical companies are doing, and the arguments in favor and against this proposition. So for the Prop 61, it was designed by this man named Michael Weinstein, who is the CEO of the AIDS Foundation. And what he wanted to do with this Proposition 61, with this prop, is to help us overall pay less for our drugs. So what he would do is he would make he design a method to where we would match what the Department of Veterans Affairs pays to what we would pay. So what they pay, what the Department of Veterans Affairs is a organization that helps veterans pay less for their drugs. So what they do is they negotiate prices for their drugs, and they end up paying about 25% less than what everyone else pays. And they also have state laws in place for that proposition, for that organization, to where they won't pay as much. So they have a certain kind of a threshold where they can't go over it. So if someone tries to charge them over that price, it's legally not possible for that to happen. And so with this proposition, it will also affect those who have trouble paying for the medication that they need, and so on. And that brings me to my second point, which is the supporters. So supporters, there are price hikes. So how do these pharmaceutical companies hike their prices? So one example is last year, I'm sure all you guys are aware of, is Martin Shkreli, who was CEO of this pharmaceutical company called Turing, who bought out the medication for AIDS and malaria, and overnight he hiked up the price about 500%, which drove the price of that pill from $13 all the way up to $750. Can you imagine? That? It's crazy. Another example that recently just happened is Mylan, which is a company that's famous for their EpiPens, and everyone there needs their epinephrine in case of emergencies. And when they released those pens in 2007, they costed about $57 for a pack of 2. Just this past August of this year, they hiked up the price to $500 for those 2 pens. Now that will put into perspective how much these pharmaceutical companies are paying, or are having us pay for these drugs and medications, which brings me to my third main topic is the arguments against it. So, the supporters. Supporters are Bernie Sanders, of course, Mike Condon, U.S. Representative, the AARP, which houses 10 million members, as well as the California Nurses Association, which is housing over 86,000 members. So according to Zany Cortez, who is the co-president of the Nurses Association, she says that the leading cause of death by infectious diseases is hepatitis C. Even though there's already a cure for hepatitis C, people are still dying. Can anybody answer me why that is? Prices. That's what the prices are. The price for that single pill is well over $1,000. Anybody here who can afford that? If you have hepatitis C and you're in dire need of it, how can you afford that? It's ridiculous. So what I hope for you guys to do is vote with your brains, make an educated vote at this year's ballots, and vote right and be in the know. Thank you.